This is what we're going to be going into today. We're going to be going into the difference between all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. How does it benefit you? Is it going to fit your standards? Are you going to use it? Is it the type of thing you're looking for? Like, it really, honestly, it depends on the person. All-wheel drive and four-wheel drive are pretty much almost similar. The only difference is one is all the time and the other you get to choose. Now, where it's found, what it goes on, it's kind of standard. So like, you really only find all-wheel drive normally on cars. Like, you don't find cars with four-wheel drive. And you're like, how am I going to figure out the difference between all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive? Well, normally four-wheel drive kind of stands out. So like, we're going to use a truck for an example. We're just going to use a truck. How are you going to know if a truck has four-wheel drive? Well, normally there's a badging on it. It either says 4x4, 4x4, 4WD, or it just says four-wheel drive on the back of it. It normally they tell you up front it's four-wheel drive. Another indication is you probably have an extra set of levers or buttons on the inside of your car that says front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, just kind of just laying out there in the open. You're like, what the hell is that for? Well, it allows you to adjust. Well, you see, four-wheel drive is adjustable. What do I mean by that? I mean that you can activate front-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive, or locking both of the differentials together, and then now you have essentially all-wheel drive. Well, why would you need all-wheel drive if you got four-wheel drive? Well, you see, four-wheel drive, like I said, locks everything together, which means when you're turning, you're going to have some issues. But we're going to get into that. We're going to jump into all-wheel drive. You normally find a lot of cool cars with all-wheel drive. Normally some pretty nice luxury or pretty nice sports cars come with all-wheel drive. Like, what cars come with all-wheel drive? Your Evo, your WRX STI, your 911 turbos, you have your Skylines. These are cars that just come with all-wheel drive. Well, what is the benefit of all-wheel drive? You have all four wheels turning, distributing power to the actual ground. That's really beneficial, which means you don't lose too much traction. Well, you see, there's also a computer that sits inside the car that's monitoring the wheel speed of all four wheels. And what it does is that when it sees a wheel that is losing traction as it's spinning faster than the other three wheels, what it tries to do is either it reduces or adds more power to it to force that wheel to actually grab it actually gets friction. It actually can put the power down. And then it just goes on this merry way. All-wheel drive is based off of percentages. By percentages is how much power goes to the front wheels and how much power goes to the rear wheels. It's sometimes 50-50, sometimes it's 40-60, it can be 60-40, hell, it can be even 20-80. I don't know how the car is set up. Every manufacturer has their car set up different. You have different drive modes, sport, race mode, all sorts of stuff. It depends on what you have selected at that time. Now, how does it benefit you? Normally I just kind of told you like some racing aspects of it. Like, a lot of people don't race their cars or just go get these cars. There are some other non-sport like cars that do come with all-wheel drive that even have that option. But what would you use it for? Inclement weather. Let's just say you're driving in the rain. I'm not gonna lie to you, I drive a Mustang. I have rear-wheel drive. When there's too much water on the road, my car doesn't like it. In fact, my car gets tail happy. It likes to go from side to side and do all sorts of stuff, and the next thing you know, I'm on Mustang Week and I hit a crowd. All-wheel drive can prevent that. How does it do that? Normally cars come with ABS and traction control. Your car should stop that. Yes, that is true, but if you have all four wheels that are applying power at the same time, wouldn't that better benefit you if you're losing traction to one wheel? You have three more wheels to save you. Versus me, I have a solid live rear axle. If one of my wheels decides not to work, none of my wheels decide to work, except the front. But my front only does steering. All-wheel drive, I don't have to really worry about that. If my rear right wheel decides it doesn't want to keep up with the rest of the wheels, my car is going to react to it. It might apply ABS. It might apply more power. At this moment, it might take away power from that wheel because this is just how newer cars are set up these days. So it benefits you in inclement weather. It can also help you in snow. It can help you in mud. It can help you in all sorts of weird driving conditions. Is it always ideal? Not really. You see, like I said, it can add or take away power from a wheel that's losing traction. Now, let's say it decides that it's going to add more power to the said wheel that is actually losing traction. So let's say you're stuck in some mud or some snow, and that one wheel, you need it to move so it can get you out. Your car decides it is best to add power to that wheel. What? Why would you do that? That means it's just going to dig into the ground. Now you're stuck. That's when all-wheel drive has failed you. Well, if you're in a front-wheel drive car, that's going to get you out. But we're not here talking about front-wheel drive. We're here talking about four-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. The two most, known things when it comes to the world of off-roading and rally racing. I mean, these are the two big competitors against each other. Which would you prefer? Now, if we're going to talk about you going off-roading, you're finna go have some fun with your friends. You're finna go mudding. You're finna go do something like that. You're finna tow a trailer, a big trailer. I'm not talking about a small trailer. I mean a big trailer. I mean, like, you're in your Ford F-250. You're in your Chevy Silverado 2500 HD. I mean, you're in there with the big dog. Yeah, you're really gonna want to use four-wheel drive because it's really gonna get that trailer moving. Because you don't want to have not enough torque or not enough power to move the trailer that you're actually trying to move with said thing, like a boat or something else on it. So four-wheel drive will help you with that. But let's say you're just going off-roading or something like that, right? You're climbing up the rocks, you're riding all over the stuff, you're having fun. You're in your Jeep, man. You're in your Jeep, you're in your Wrangler, you're in one of those models. You're just going at it. Now you're riding through the water, you go through and now you hit like this mud spot. Oh no, your vehicle's stuck. Well, you see, you can use four-wheel drive. See, four-wheel drive locks all the wheels together. So essentially, it's going to push and pull itself out of that ditch. Let's just say that your car has probably a limited slip differential and it's doing all sorts of cool smart stuff, right? Let's say it doesn't give you the option to make it a hard lock. So that would end up being in the same situation as all-wheel drive. You would be digging yourself into a hole. How do you prevent that? Well, you see, you have a lever. Shift it into front-wheel drive if you need to. Now your vehicle's going to pull itself out of that hole if your wheels are stuck. Let's say it's your front wheels that's doing all this weird stuff. Switch it into rear-wheel drive. Now you're gonna push yourself out of that hole. All-wheel drive, you don't get that option. Whatever is stuck, you're stuck. Like, you ain't getting out, buddy. You're gonna have to have one of your friends come pull you out. But really, when you're going off-roading, you're not looking for an all-wheel drive vehicle. You're looking for a four-wheel drive vehicle. You're not gonna go tow with your Lancer, or you're not gonna go tow with your WRX STI, because that's not what it's meant to do. You get a truck for that. So it depends on what do you plan on using it for. You finna go to Colorado or something where it's gonna snow all the time? Like, maybe you're probably better off with four-wheel drive. You're going to a place that's probably gonna rain a lot, but you're not gonna do any off-roading or anything like that. Now, all-wheel drive could probably better benefit you off. You're gonna go to a place that's gonna sleet, like a lot of sleet, like it's just icing for no reason whatsoever. All-wheel drive will probably help you better off than four-wheel drive in that. Like in that scenario. I mean, it really honestly just depends on where you're going. Now, if you're in a really dry environment that you're not doing anything at all, just driving from point A to point B, it doesn't matter if you get all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. At the end of the day, it's on your preferences. Like, what would you rather get? It could be broken down more into it, but I'm not going to really go that far onto like the different drive lines, because honestly, there's more than just four-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. You have rear-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, and wherever the engine decides it wants to be, in the front, the back, the middle, to the side. The engine can be wherever the hell it wants to be. That's just the engine. But it's different drive lines, and they all depend on your preference. So between all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, yes, in some way they are the same, but they're different. One, you can choose when to put it into the four-wheel drive, and the other's always in four-wheel drive mode. But when it comes to performance, your all-wheel drive car is going to outperform your four-wheel drive. But if you have four-wheel drive, you're not looking for performance running up and down a mountain. You're just looking to have a good time, as your Evo, your Lancer, is not really going to climb over that boulder. So again, you can go ahead and comment, like, and you can subscribe on this video, and go ahead and put in the comments on what else you would like to see. Like, what other videos would you like to hear about? Like, we're going through everything here, whether it be performance tuning or just a specific model that you're trying to look at, or car buying procedures or anything like that. Like I said, it is my job to help you and to give my knowledge that I've learned, that I've acquired from my experience and from my friends and from everything that I've been around, so I can give it to you so you can be more automotively acquainted with your car, or with a salesman, or anything like that, with your mechanic, so you won't feel like you're getting scammed over in the world. Peace.